So, Simon, our undefeated start to 2017 ends today at home against Gainsborough. Just how do you sum up that performance?
I thought it was a really poor one. I don't think we deserved anything from the game, and it certainly didn't flatter Gainsborough at the scoreline. Thought they were the better team, and as much as I hate to admit it, I thought they looked like a team with a bit more desire than us today, which is a world apart from where we've been recently.
I think it was such an out of character display from our players. I mean, that's primarily the same group that put in such a good shift against Bradford Park Avenue. How do you justify that when it's the same group of players putting in such a radically different performance?
Very odd, and it's one which hasn't just happened to me, it's happened to managers at the elite level, where suddenly you're scratching your head and you're looking at the team and thinking, well, this is like a different group of players, and we've been good the last four. There's no doubt about it, which is why we've been congratulated by loads of fans, lots of fans recently with the displays, but I think they were very fair to us. They still got behind us today, but they'd be frustrated at the level of energy today more than anything else, and that's what I always say. The bare minimum we bring to the table is energy, enthusiasm, and a real desire to win the war, win the war in the game, and go and play on a good surface and make the town proud. We didn't today, and we've got to put it behind us at some point, but it will hurt the next few days.
Well, there has been some criticism obviously levelled at that performance, which is to be expected, but I think one thing that you have talked about a lot is being honest with the players and the players being honest with themselves. I think if we're all really in the cold light of day, the lads aren't going to be happy with their own performances, and they're going to want to put it right next time out, aren't they?
Oh, too right. I mean, there's a lot of blank expressions in the changing room after, and hurt expressions, and so there should be. I am, because it will be levelled at me, which is right. I'm the manager, and you have to take responsibility. We'll look at the way we train, we'll look at the way we did things, but I like to think we're professional in our outlook, and we look after players, and we set our stall out in a professional manner. Every player's come in and said that. That's the habits they get used to here. But excuses run out for players sometimes, and whilst I'll take responsibility, it's my team that I picked. They were superb against Bradford, superb against Alfreton. They were really good last week. It's the same group of players, bar the front two. The same front two, to be fair, last week. And you look at it, same starting 11. And the lads have to take ownership sometimes, and actually, I think we got away lightly with the supporters, if I'm honest, today. If I'd have been a supporter, I'd have been tearing into myself and the team.
Well, one thing you can always say about the Harrogate Town supporters is they are very honest in the way that they watch the game, and I think their major frustration will be the same as yours, and that's simply inconsistency.
Yeah, and that's why we're 10th or 11th at the minute, because 1 week, for a couple of weeks, will be great. Then the next week we won't, and it's you can analyse it to death, but it's inconsistent attitude is the worst thing. You can be a nice lad, but you can be letting your team down if your recovery runs are slow, and you can admit it and hold your hand up after and say, yeah, that was rubbish, Gaffer, Thursville, but do it at the time. Be proactive out there, play with fire in your belly. Got the smallest lad on the pitch, Lloyd Kerry, smash into tackles, but also want the ball. I need both sides of the game for the team to get a higher position in this league.
Well, we know that next season, huge changes, and we know that it's such an exciting time for the club at the moment. We've still got 6 games left this campaign at the CNG, and the club are obviously planning a lot of initiatives to increase attendance at those next big 6 games. How important is it that we all pull in the same direction and we can get the crowd behind us for these next 6 home games?
Well, I said to the players, to be honest, Daniel, in the changing room, that we've got a great crowd today, and they were really singing the Harrogate tunes during the course of the second half, especially when I thought we were woeful. So I can't fault them at all. We need to pay back that faith and that support and encouragement. And I've got faith in the players that they're good enough to do so, and we'll go about it in the right manner in training. But we want a good end to the season. We've got 6 home games, and if we play like we have done recently, then we'll get good results. We've got to be better than today, but sometimes you've got to hold your hand up and say it was a bad day at the office.
So what is the message then that you've left the players with as they're starting to leave the ground now?
Be honest with us and come back fighting. Come back in on Monday and do a day's shift. It's an honour to be doing this job, whether you're manager, coach, assistant manager, physio, or one of the players, representing this club on a Monday morning, getting paid for it. There's no excuse not to sweat blood for the club. We've grown the crowd, haven't we, which has been through exciting games recently, and also what we're trying to do off the pitch. And you could see with the numbers coming in that I think we're doing something right. It's a big letdown for them, in my opinion, today, but it'll only serve to motivate us to put smiles back on their faces. There's got to be a period of where you're hurting the next couple of games, and especially supporters. I've been a supporter. I would have levelled some real stick at the manager and players today. I haven't got a problem with that. I agree to it. But you've got to take that hurt and take the club to another level, and we'll all be determined to do so. We've got to be relentless.